Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not right about everything, but I'm right about most things, or at least I have the pulse of what's going on. Most of the time, I have the pulse of what's going on, which is why in 2015 in The Hill, The Huffington Post, and Salon, when I was on the left, I stated, Hillary Clinton is unelectable, based on favorability ratings. She won't win swing states. I was one of the first people, especially on the left, to talk. Well, actually, I was the only person on the left really saying that she's going to lose swing states. The beginning of this channel was basically devoted to that, and every single article I wrote said Clinton can't win. Eventually, she didn't win. I am now a Trump supporter. President Trump is a great president. First president to step foot in North Korea, presiding over peace between North and South, the beginning of peace between North and South Korea. Great economy, prison reform legislation. We can go on forever. I write in The Federalist why Bernie supporters should vote Trump 2020. What just happened today to bolster, and I was right of the second, the Steele dossier, the Mueller special counsel, everything, all that, from day one I was saying it was a setup, and it was fabricated, and it was nonsense, and it was a McCarthy-era Red Scare, myth, hoax, bogus, nonsensical setup. They framed Trump, and I was at the forefront, along with some wonderful people saying that. Now what do we have today? So, I've tried to dispel that bizarre, absurd, ridiculous myth. Got into a debate with one of the leading proponents. You can see that on my channel. Lost subs, don't care. I've lost subs periodically, just being principled and being right. Today, Alabama senator says Trump opposed to Sessions' Senate bid. Trump not on board with Sessions' run. Trump not on board with Jeff Sessions running for Alabama Senate seat. Now, I might not have done this, but I was pushed. I might not have done this segment, but you hear it periodically. Anyone going to apologize to Sessions? It's like the Southern District is taking care of that. Billionaire. The Southern District of New York. You can't get more opposite from New York than Beauregard Sessions. And let's just read here. Gee, why? If there was a wonderful plan and the LMNOP was in trust Sessions, yeah, right. Alabama senator says Trump opposed to Sessions' bid. This is July 11th, 2019. Get it out of your minds. If you are wonderful, good, you're all amazing. But there are good people who have been. It's like you willingly want to believe nonsense. Don't believe any absurd theories, and just look at the public record. We'll get into Trump dissing Sessions in a moment endlessly, but today, President Trump is not on board with a potential Senate bid by former Attorney General Jeff Sessions, according to Senator Richard Shelby. By the way, Hillary Clinton's running again. Did I tell you that? Yeah. H will notify you of that. Just when it happens, say H said. President Trump is not on board with a potential Senate bid by former Attorney General Jeff Sessions, according to Senator Richard Shelby. Shelby told The Hill on Thursday that he had discussed a potential Sessions candidacy and the Senate race more broadly with Trump, but that the president was not encouraging. Could you imagine, the profanity? About the former cabinet official and longtime senator making a bid of his old seat. Quote, I did talk to Sessions. I talked to the president about it. About if Sessions ran, he was not encouraging. That's an understatement. Shelby said, how do I say it? He was not on board, okay? When you have a kind of, you have another Alabama senator saying, look, how do I say it? He was just not on board, meaning Trump's probably yelling at the top of his lungs, as you would be, as I would be, if Sessions was Can you imagine? You'd have basically a Jeff Flake, Mitt Romney type character under the guise of a whole bunch of people who believe that this guy is amazing. No. Though Shelby said he previously discussed... so Shelby said Sessions came out of the broad discussion. He might be having to struggle if the president was against him, and then with his opponent, Shelby said. So if Sessions runs, you could rest assured Trump ain't going to be supporting him. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe he actively worked. He recused himself. He never had to recuse himself. Had Rod Rosenstein set up a special counsel all under Sessions. And then you, again, the Southern District of New York is taking care of that billionaire, not Sessions. Had nothing to do with Sessions. And even if it did, so what? He does 1-2 good things in his life. It's like, oh my God, yeah. No. New York Post, Trump not on board with Sessions' Senate run. Okay? You need to be focused going into 2020. You cannot be duped by absurd message boards with nonsense. I don't care how many droppings come out from now until... Dropping? Do you see the LMNOP drop? I was like, I don't want to hear about it ever again. LMNOP is real. No, it's not. It's part of a message board. I've been trying to tell everyone. What do you want Trump to do? What do you want him to do? He's against Sessions running for Senate. He clowns Sessions every chance he got. What do you want the guy to do? Like punch him in the face? What do you want him to do? He wasn't on board for Trump. He wasn't representing for Trump. He was a hindrance. He was an abomination. He was the worst attorney general ever. Trump not on board with Sessions. Senate run 2 hours ago. This is, again, today, July 11th. Trump not on board with Sessions' Senate run. Okay? I know this is like nails on a chalkboard for some people, but you have to just rid your mind of this nonsense. 7 months after he was canned by President Trump, Attorney General Jeff Sessions remains mired in the Commander-in-Chief's doghouse and likely won't get White House backing if he decides to run for his old Senate seat. You know, heck, I hope he runs, because then it'll be like hilarious to see Trump go after him. Trump says biggest regret was appointing Jeff Sessions. Oh, look, isn't that interesting? June 23rd, 2019. New York Post. Trump says biggest regret was appointing Jeff Sessions. Well, you don't understand. This is part of an overall. It's 25,000 chess. It's a sleight of hand. No, it's not. Trump says how he feels. If you would have one do-over as president, what would it be? NBC, okay, Trump answered, well, it would be personnel. I would say if I had one do-over, it would be, I would not have appointed Jeff Sessions to be the Attorney General. That would be my one, Trump said. The one thing he would change in his presidency, he shouldn't have let Michael Flynn go, that's another thing, but I would say if I had one do-over, it would be I would not have appointed Jeff Sessions to be Attorney General. My God Almighty. He's literally saying, I would not have appointed Jeff Sessions. Then we go on to the endless insults of Sessions. So Trump has this funny little thing you kind of get where, his sentiments when he constantly clowns people. And he's constantly clowns. So, quote, and I say this with love and respect, get it in your head if you still think this guy is a good guy. I would say if I had one do-over, it would be I would not have appointed Jeff Sessions to be Attorney General. That would be my one. New York Post. June 23rd, 2019, but that was in the related articles for today's article. July 11th, 2019, Trump not on board with with Sessions' Senate run. And then so Senator Richard Shelby says, I did talk to Sessions. I talked to the president about it, and if Sessions ran, he was not encouraging. So, you know, if Sessions, if Shelby is saying that Trump was not encouraging, you're talking about a lot of yelling and profanity. So that's a euphemistic way of saying, yeah, he flipped out. And he has every right to. Trump not on board with Sessions running for Alabama Senate seat. Look, and I say this with all due respect. From here on out, you only work with the public record, okay? A message board is nothing good comes from message boards. Okay, Twitter and Facebook are glorified message boards. That's all they are. I deleted my Twitter and Facebook account, and I'm not, like, somebody says I was suspended. Oh my God almighty. I was never suspended. So tell people I was never suspended. I left because it's a waste of time. And anyway, I go into a whole thing why I left. But anyway, Trump not on board with Jeff Sessions running for Alabama Senate seat. Like, what do I have to do? What more does H.A. Goodman have to do to just drive it home? Like, this is a simple thing. Okay, Trump cannot stand Jeff Sessions. Far more, like, he hates even the thought of Sessions. He can't stand the guy. And it's pretty straightforward. Sessions allowed Democrats to walk all over him. He was the attorney general. He was afraid that because he spoke to Sergei Kislyak, they had something over him. He was only thinking of himself. And he allowed them all of this whole thing, the special counsel for 2 years, that all was under Jeff Sessions. Okay? He didn't have to appoint Rod Rosenstein, and he didn't have to he didn't have to recuse himself. And there's not 13, 15, 17,000 D chess. There is no... People make mistakes, okay? They mess up. They make mistakes. They're human. Trump is human. I'm human. You're human. We make mistakes. His political record's pretty good thus far, President Trump. He's president. He was outspent 2-1. First American president to step foot in North Korea. A lot of firsts. Record low unemployment. I mean, he's not an interventionist president. President Obama and President Bush were, definitely. He's a good president, but he's made some missteps. His biggest mistake, he is on record as saying, was hiring Sessions. Now, it's like, today vindicates everything that I have said about Sessions and the whole LMNOP nonsense. When you listen to people, unknown people, who only have your worst interests in mind, and whoever's behind that nonsense message board is either going to get sued or, well, very likely it's not going to be, it's not going to be pretty when, without a doubt, people find out, hey, well, they already did. It's a message board. But the thing is, it's already been completely and utterly debunked. The second you heard nonsense from a message board, you should never have listened to it. But today it should be the nail in the coffin for anyone who possibly thinks that, there's some truth to this. If Sessions was this great person that was, oh my goodness, it's all part of some plan, President Trump would have been like, yeah, I'll support him. But President Trump is reportedly opposed, this is Fox News, to former Attorney General Jeff Sessions trying to reclaim his old Alabama Senate seat. Could you imagine, if this guy was Attorney General and he presided over the Mueller probe, what do you think he would do as senator? Give me your thoughts below. Do you want Jeff Sessions as a senator? Trump has enough problems with Republican senators who give him, headaches. So, it's just, Alabama. This is Alabama.com. Trump doesn't want Sessions to run for Senate. Okay. He doesn't want Sessions to run for Senate. Why do you think? Now, I know I'm going to get the people, you don't understand. Trump doesn't want Sessions to run for Senate because he loves him so much. Do you understand? He loves Sessions so much that he pretends that he can't stand the guy, and he's pretending to oppose him, when in reality, it's like he's pretending to oppose Sessions, but really he wants Sessions to run, and so it's gonna be a good thing somehow. It's like, no. Video shows shark circling woman swimming at... Oh my god. That's crazy. Where's this video? This is in Alabama.com. Oh my god. Let me see. Yep. That's a shark. Oh, and then you see the woman just like swimming like back to shore. Wow. Thankfully that shark was not, I think his name was Sessions. I'm joking. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I can't help but do this segment with a certain sense of passion or sentiment, because, I mean, the nail in the coffin was today. If there's ever any confirmation that Jeff Sessions should be removed from the minds of every Trump supporter, every independent, every person who just can't stand the Democratic Party, it's today. Everyone is reporting this. This is public record knowledge. President Trump does not want Sessions anywhere near government. His biggest mistake was hiring Sessions, and he will not support Sessions. And he is opposed to Sessions running for Senate. I know. It's a good thing. You don't understand HA. It's a big problem. I know it's my fault. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very, very much. Share my Federalist article below that was talked about for 2 days by Rush Limbaugh on his show regarding how this is all linked to Madam Cyberhack, who's running again. That is going to happen. Also today, very interesting, Paul Sperry said the IG report did not contact Carter Page. That is disheartening. Of course, hey, you see William Barr? It's like, look, you know what? He hired William Barr to do a job. Hopefully William Barr does it. I'm expecting William Barr and John Durham to eventually preside over indictments. Whether they happen sooner or later, or whether I believe they're inevitable. But the chances are a lot higher now with William Barr and John Durham. William Barr, by the way, the media is after him, left and right. Media loved Sessions. But an interesting thing with Paul Sperry, Carter Page was not... So the IG report did not reach out to Carter Page, which is interesting. That should have happened. But I expect the IG report to be the same type of thing as the last IG report. John Durham, however, will hopefully be able to see through the public relations spin. There will be enough there in terms of why they utilized an unverified dossier to start a probe, in addition to all the other criminal endeavors, like deceiving the FISA judge by saying it's verified when it wasn't verified. In addition to leaking classified memos, which is what James Comey did, in addition to, we can go on forever. Comey, Strzok, and McCabe. Just the other day, a judge ruled that Mueller, the United States government, nobody can talk about any direct links between the Kremlin and a social media company indicted by Mueller, because there is no evidence that links Putin or the Kremlin to the social media company. So that completely obliterates a major theme of the Russia nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, Rome wasn't built in a day, so I do want to let you know about that. But I'm still very, very, very hopeful that something big is going to take place eventually. But look, the chances are a lot higher now with William Barr and John Durham. Sessions, there was an actual special counsel against Trump. And now we know exactly why. We know exactly why Trump can't stand Sessions, which is exactly why none of us should be able to stand the guy either. Give me your thoughts below. The Paul Sperry thing was very interesting today. I just saw that. Congressman Devin Nunes also wants John Durham to utilize a grand jury regarding all the public record evidence we already have. So that's interesting. A lot of interesting tidbits. The IG report is actually continuing, so hopefully they do reach out to Carter Page. I'm not banking on the IG report. I'm banking eventually, or I'm hoping eventually, and I'm expecting eventually people getting indicted based on crimes that are public record. The public record already shows a litany of not only violations and, breaches of protocol, but criminal behavior. But it's interesting, though. That they've a last-second witness just came out of the woodwork. They're prolonging the IG report, which actually is a very good sign for Trump. It's disheartening that they haven't yet interviewed Carter Page, but that's probably to be expected because it's probably going to be a PR spin to this IG report like there was with the last one. Difference being you have John Durham now who will kind of sift through the PR spin, who has all the information in Strzok, we will stop Trump and all that. And of course the rebuttal will be like, you see, he's no different from Sessions. Like, well, you know what? There's a possibility he won't be different. But the odds are President Trump's not going to make the same mistake twice. So anyway, give me your thoughts below. When you have a president opposed to his former attorney general even being anywhere near Congress, that should say something. Give me your thoughts. Thank you so very much. Share my Jerusalem Post article below and my Federalist article if you want to support my voice long term. My Patreon is in the pinned comment. Thank you.